It is a big day for all of my tropical plants. As you saw in the last clips, I ordered my stuff to repot my banana tree, and it is now the next weekend, and it is time to repot it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but I am always nervous with anything that I ever do with my banana tree. The pot that I got it was a lot bigger than I was expecting, but I talked it over with my gardening counselor, aka my mom, and she said that although it's a big pot, it's probably going to be necessary in the end for it to produce bananas, and I want bananas. So we're going to put it in this ginormous pot that I could literally sit in. I could fit my whole body in there. And I did not purchase nearly enough soil for the pot, but that'll be fine. We'll just mix up our own little blend. And I'm going to have to add gravel and coffee filters at the bottom anyways. So I think we'll be okay. It's going to be a lot. And it's going to be a super duper heavy pot when I'm done with putting the soil in it. I'm so thankful that the pot itself is super light, and the only weight will really come from the tree itself and the soil. It is also time, yes, as much as I am dreading it and I'm a little nervous, I'm kind of excited at the same time. It is time to move the tropical plants back into the greenhouse after overwintering in our pool room house thing, whatever you want to call it, because they're just, it's time, guys. I have kept them in there long enough, and our greenhouse is staying a bit warmer. It is heated, so if the temperatures drop, then that heater does kick on and everything should be fine. I told my mom, I was like, it can't get below 50 degrees and all will be fine. So she reassured me and then assured me again that it won't get below 50 and we can always just turn up the heater if we have to. So after I finally decided, okay, you know what, maybe it'll be fine, I am going to start clearing out the area that I'm going to move all of the tropical plants to. And yeah, it's moving day. So get ready, whether you're gardening along with me or you're just here for the ride. I hope you enjoy. Here is the area that my mom has given me to work with. I have a little bit of cleaning up to do. We gotta shift those guys over. I got to move my cilantro plant that's just sitting back there. You probably see it, it's really small. And yeah, move all of this so that way I can fit all of my tropical plants in this area. Wish me luck. I think this was the best part, was getting to set up my own little corner with my own little basket full of all of my gardening supplies. It just felt so satisfying to finally have a designated location for everything, because I felt like for so long it was just all over the greenhouse, and overall this system has worked way better for both my mom and I. I have my corner way in the back and she has the rest. After I was done cleaning and rearranging, I actually had kind of an impromptu relocating of my cilantro plant just because I felt like it wasn't really getting a lot of sun under there. It was just kind of sad and lonely. So I took a pot that had like super, super gross soil in it. So I kind of dumped that out and mixed in some fresh stuff, made it all nice and homey, and then I placed my cilantro plant in there. Fast forward to present day. Unfortunately, this poor little cilantro plant did not survive while I was in Texas. I believe my brother may have forgot to water it, but you know what? That's okay. He kept the banana tree alive, he kept the pineapples alive, he kept the dragon fruits alive. So I have to give him a lot of credit. He had a lot on his shoulders, and it's okay in the end. Honestly, cilantro is pretty easy to grow, so it wasn't super hard to just, pop a few more seeds and water it until it grew. Also, I did still get a small harvest, so it was all right. I brought the first guy out with me, the coffee tree, just because it was lighter and easier. But first I gotta clean up my little cilantro station. I wanted to make sure I got that cilantro in some water. Oh, it smelled so good. I wish that cameras had some sort of scent thing because, oh, it smelled like fresh cilantro, and that smell is just mouth-watering to me. I don't know if it is to you, but I've noticed lately that my coffee tree has some slight veining in its leaves, and I believe when I looked that up, that is an iron deficiency. So I'm very, very happy that my exotic plant fertilizer arrived, because that is what I'm going to give this guy, and hopefully that helps take care of its little iron issue. I'll have to look at how much iron is actually in the fertilizer, but overall, I'm sure it's just depleted of nutrients. I haven't really fertilized any of these plants, so it's time! I also wanted to note that the coffee tree will probably also need a pot upgrade, but for right now, she's fine and dandy. So I'm just gonna leave her in this self-watering pot because it has served its purpose, and when I come across the right pot at the right time, I will repot it. Alright, so I'm just kind of looking at my layout here. I got a shelf, a little underhead work that I could put some tropical plants that don't grow too tall under. And then I have this open spot, which is obviously where the banana tree is going to have to go. And now that I'm looking at it, the coffee tree and the lemon tree will probably also have to go in this sector here. Just A, for easier access, and B, because they're going to get tall. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I didn't draw up any plans for this design. It's just going to be wherever they fit, that's where they go, until I can afford my own little tropical greenhouse oasis. Also wanted to note, I think I'm practicing for being in Texas in, let's see, Monday, Tuesday. I leave Wednesday and it's Saturday. So, yeah, it's really warm in here and I am not complaining about it, but I will say I'll have my dose of sunshine today and that makes me very happy. I'll sleep good tonight. All right, two things I would also like to note. A, I apologize for all the noise. My siblings are making a lot of ruckus today. And B, huge thank you to my mom for donating a little corner of her greenhouse to me until I can come up with a more permanent solution on my own. This whole experience would not be possible without her, and she is probably the reason why I have such a deep passion for gardening, so thanks, Mom. I love you. Make sure to go check out her social media platform at My Happy Homestead on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, she's got tons of gardening content too. So if you love my gardening content, well, then you'll love hers. Okay, back to work before I sweat my fleece-lined leggings off. So you guys know I'm not lying. It is almost 100 in here. Woohoo! Keep going, buddy. Will we reach 100 today? That is the big question. Okay, so here is the fertilizer I bought. It is the Dr. Earth Exotic Blend Organic and Natural Handcrafted Blend Palm Tropical and Hibiscus Fertilizer. I hope this works. It's a 546 because I could not find a 10-10-10 that was organic, and I was like, absolutely not. If I'm going to eat the fruits that come from these plants, then I want it to be an organic fertilizer that I use. So I did a lot of research on this fertilizer in particular, and most of them said that they work great for basically all tropical plants. So in the directions for the container plants that are established, it says to mix 2 tablespoons for every 6 inches of pot diameter. So I'm going to go grab a tape measure. Yes, we're not playing around with this stuff. It was expensive. And then we mix it into the soil gently around the plant and water it thoroughly. It says every 2 months throughout the growing season. So we're going to feed my coffee tree for the first time today. I'm going to feed them all on the same day. That way I remember. I'll write a little handy reminder for myself. And yeah, let's just go for it, I guess. As always, if I like this fertilizer, I will leave it linked below so that way you guys can check it out. So, I just leveled out the ground beneath this. It's huge. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, this is my hand, okay? I could literally take a seat in this pot and cover my head with it. So, yes, this is going to be very interesting. I cannot wait to see, what becomes of this. And I'm sure you guys can't either, because this is just comical at this point. It's got nice drainage holes in the bottom. I did purchase a drip tray for because I originally thought this was gonna just have to be indoors for a little bit still, but obviously we're outside now, so I don't have to use this, and that's a good thing because I actually ordered the wrong size, so this is probably gonna get returned. It just doesn't fit right, so too bad, which is weird because it is meant for this brand of pot, but I must have just clicked on the wrong size. I don't know. Gotta do what you gotta do when you live in a cold climate and want to grow a banana tree. Okay, I'm back inside now. I apologize for the background noise. I'm pretty warm, so I might have to change before I adventure into this, but it's time to move the banana tree outside, get it out of its old pot, and put it in its new pot. Wish me luck. You saw the pot is absolutely ginormous. Oh my gosh, I could not believe the utter size of it when I got it, but I did my research, I did my digging, and everything said do not get a pot that is less than 15 inches in diameter. So that one was either 20 or 24 inch diameter, I believe. So that seemed like a safe bet to me. I was like, if I'm gonna purchase this thing, I might as well go big or go home. So I went big, I didn't go home. Poor thing has been root bound for way too long now, so I think it deserves this, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. It just had a new leaf pop up, so I think that'll be even more fun to see if it's capable of growing even more leaves once I repot it and fertilize it. I don't know, we'll see. Because here is its current condition. This pot is just like way too small. It's literally just, I don't know how it hasn't suffocated at this point. I'm glad it hasn't, because I would literally cry. But I don't want it to suffocate. So we're gonna move this outside to the little greenhouse, and hopefully all goes well. We will repot it, fertilize it, and pray for some new growth and hopefully bananas down the road. Nothing is more exciting than these new leaves. I love them. They are like a little surprise. Every single time they pop up out of a stem, it just blows me away how it does that. All right, enough talking. You need to breathe. Let's get this started. Yes, we moved the banana tree. Now we just have to repot it. So I'm gonna show you guys my supplies and let's get this started before my camera dies. All right, so right here, I got some flower and vegetable potting soil, which I will probably need more of. It is just the same old stuff I've been using for all of my plants, the Black Gold natural and organic flower and vegetable soil. Works great, I love it. It has not let me down yet. Here I have some compost from last year because our compost is still covered in about 3 to 4 feet of snow. And then I also have some pebbles and rocks that are gonna go in the bottom of the pot. And shoot, I forgot coffee filters. So I'm gonna have to go grab coffee filters because we're also going to put a layer of those at the bottom of the pot for better drainage. And then I have my special banana soil. I got this off of Amazon and I used it when I repotted my banana tree last year and it worked really well. I didn't have any issues. So I'm going to use it again. This time I got 3 bags, which, as you know, is not going to be enough for that bucket. So that is why we also have the flower and vegetable soil blend. I'm hoping that by using a good mix with the fertilizer, it'll be a really nutrient-dense soil in the end that will hopefully spur my little guy to eventually fruit one day. And then we're just using the same exact fertilizer that we used for the coffee tree. The very first step before any soil or pebbles or anything was putting coffee filters in the bottom as extra protection in case heaven forbid, I ever water to the bottom of that pot. That would be very bad. But yeah, basically the coffee filters act as a drainage/water retention system. That way, if I do overwater, then everything will be fine. And what you just witnessed was me putting A, the pebbles, and then B, I actually measured the pot to figure out the precise amount of fertilizer I would need. So I kind of went about this strategically. I did like 1 bag of soil and then a little bit more of the fertilizer and kept repeating the process, mixing it up. That way everything was super well blended and my banana tree would be a happy plant. Now, I would have filmed the extremely stressful process of getting my banana tree out of the pot, but it was just overall quite traumatic for both me and the banana tree. I was yelling for help. Nobody would come and help me. My banana tree was on the ground. I was freaking out. And yeah, I was basically like, oh, I am so glad I am not filming this because man, would it be kind of intense. I basically had to end up like spanking it out of the pot. I'm not even kidding you guys. I was like spanking it like a baby, and eventually it did come out and it was so root bound. I tried to break away some of that root ball there, but I gave up. I didn't want to do more damage than I was doing good. So I just continued to add my soil, continued to add my fertilizer until the pot was full. I'm not actually sure how many bags of soil I went through in the end. While I was adding the banana tree soil, I was actually mixing it up in a separate bucket with the flower and vegetable mix that I had too. So I kind of lost count, honestly, of how many bags I went through. I know I was using it to help me measure out how many gallons I had actually used for just future reference, but I don't know. If you guys happened to count, then let me know in the comments below how many bags of soil I added. For coming along with me today in this gardening vlog. I'm gonna do this fast because the mosquitoes are awful, but I had so much fun and I hope that you did too. Gosh, they're biting me, it hurts. But I hope that you guys are able to learn something new from my gardening journey, and I hope that even if you don't learn anything new, you still enjoy coming along. I absolutely love filming these, and I tell my mom every day, if there's one thing, I absolutely love YouTube. I love filming for you guys. I love creating this content. I love looking back and, you know, down the road, I can be like, hey kids, look what mom did. If you love tropical plants as much as I do, please make sure to leave a like on this video and leave a comment below letting me know your favorite varieties. I love them all. Just give them all to me, please. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe if you love all things organizing, cleaning, decorating, and gardening. I love you all. I'm going inside where the mosquitoes can't bite me. Bye!